Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Thriving Dietitian, and I'm your host, Tracy Brown, somatic nutrition dietitian and intuitive eating specialist. And we are doing a live video right now, so you'll see the recording of this probably, and you'll see all my lovely junk in the background. So apologies for the office not being clean and ready for the video, but I jumped right on. So I want to do a quick little video around something that happened in my non-diet and decoding skills training yesterday. And we talked a lot about, okay, so we're doing some really deep work around like working with transference, countertransference, projection, working with our own weight, when people have projections about our weight or our bodies, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's getting deep. We're kind of like in week 6 now, so it's getting pretty deep in some stuff. We've talked about intuitive eating and decoding the first version. I've got several different tools for decoding I feel fat. Yesterday, one of my members asked me about like, well, I kind of get what to do in the first session, and the thoroughness of the first session, how it needs to be, and even the second one. But do you ever have a plan for what you're going to talk about, like kind of what you're going to do, or you're kind of just going with the flow? And the answer to that question is both. I kind of always have an agenda of like where I think we're going when a person first gets live with me, whether it's live in their home or the office or online. But I also I let the session kind of unfold a little bit as well. So I can tell when it's going to be a food kind of session, a body image type kind of session. I know from past experience with them where they're kind of stuck with their relationship with food or body or movement, or how their work life or relationships with people are impacting their food, their body image, how they're getting it all looped up. I know their trauma history, their developmental history, if they have any sensory processing issues, and all of that is always in the back of my mind as like there's little sparks of agenda that are waiting for an opportunity. And so we've taken all that into account into process. But sometimes there is a plan, which is, if they're at a certain place with intuitive eating, but they're a little stuck on like some internalized good food, bad food that they're not really fully admitting, and I can point that out in any kind of way what it's separate. It seems like it's separate from food, but really if I ask, I will probably know that their food's a little wonky, and I'm usually right. So I do have a little bit of an agenda. So the way you can kind of do that is, again, that first session, I've talked about this in dozens of videos, it's so important. But that we also need to keep checking in and keep checking, getting in with those little things that maybe you haven't talked about in a couple weeks around, how supportive is your eating? We haven't talked about your food as much lately. Let's come back around to that. How is that impacting what's happening now and vice versa? So you can kind of see where they're progressed, where they haven't, and that gives you an agenda for that session possibly, unless they have something way bigger that's pressing for them, and of course, you're probably going to work with that. So I hope this quick video answers that question. The answer is both. I do kind of flow with where my clients are, but I also have a little bit of a plan to go with that process. So thank you so much for watching. And in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit around, actually I had a conversation with a new therapist that I met today doing some kind of outreach. And I want to share with you about how, we had some agreement here about how to do, and this is kind of more of a somatic little 3-minute video, not so much teaching how to do it, but teaching about what is next, and I think in our dietitian world about what we're going to be needing to be learning about. And that's what I've been studying for the last about, I would say 4 years now, and I'm going to talk to you about that in that next video. So be watching. I'm going to put that out in probably 3 days or so. So check back in. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.